Do you wake up and feel like something is stuck in your throat? Like there's something sitting right there, and no matter how many times you clear it, it just comes back? You try tea, you try warm water, maybe a lozenge, and it helps for a minute, then it comes back again. You've probably blamed allergies, or dry air, or just getting older. But here's what nobody told you. It might be none of those things. There's a food that millions of Americans over 55 started eating because someone told them it was good for them, that in some people, quietly increases that heavy, loaded feeling in the throat. Every single day. And the worst part? The more healthy you try to eat, the worse it might be getting. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, because first, I need you to do a quick 30-second check, right now, to see if this actually applies to you. And before we go further, if nobody ever told you that a healthy food could be doing this to you, there's a lot more they haven't told you yet. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is where people over 55 come to finally get the real answers, not the ones designed for 25-year-olds, not the generic advice. The stuff that actually makes sense for your body, right now, at this stage of life. Subscribe. You're going to want to be here for what's coming. Just pay attention to what feels familiar. Number 1. Is it worse in the morning? Like when you first wake up, before you've eaten anything, the throat already feels heavy. Number 2. Do you have to swallow several times before it clears? Like you're trying to push something down that won't go? Number 3. Do you feel something dripping, slowly, from the back of your nose down into your throat, especially when you lie down? Number 4. Does it get worse after breakfast? Like the morning meal makes it heavier instead of better? Number 5. Has your voice changed? A little rougher in the morning? A little weaker than it used to be? It's common in people over 55. And it has a very specific explanation that most doctors don't bring up in a 15-minute appointment. Real quick, if you've already felt 2 or 3 of those things I just listed, type in the comments right now. That's me. Just 2 words. That's me. You'd be surprised how many people feel completely alone with this. Like it's just them, like they're being dramatic. They're not. And neither are you. Every comment that says, "That's me," reminds someone else watching this that they're not alone either. And if this is making sense so far, tap the like button. It tells me to keep making videos like this instead of the generic stuff nobody actually needs. Okay, let's get into what's actually happening inside your body. Okay, I want you to picture something with me. Imagine the inside of your throat like the inside of a hallway. Smooth walls. A little moisture to keep things moving. That's normal. That's healthy. Now imagine that every morning something comes in through that hallway that your body doesn't fully recognize as friendly. Not poison, not dangerous. Just slightly irritating, like a scratch on the wall, small, almost nothing. But your body is smart, and your body's first response to irritation is protection. So it sends a thin layer of something to cover that scratch, to coat it, to protect the wall. That coating is mucus. You might just call it that thing in my throat. And certain foods that never bothered you at 35, can now trigger just enough irritation to make the body say, better coat this, better protect this. And so the mucus builds, and you clear your throat, and it builds again. What happens in some people is more like this. The food causes a low level of irritation, sometimes in the esophagus, sometimes in the stomach, and the body's response is to thicken the secretions already there. Or it triggers a very mild reflux that you don't even feel as heartburn, but you feel as that sensation of something stuck in your throat. Or it changes the way your body perceives the mucus it already produces, making a normal amount feel like too much. It's not the same for everyone. That's the key sentence of this whole video. Some people eat this food every day and feel perfectly fine. Others eat it every morning and spend the whole day clearing their throat without ever connecting the two. And that difference, that why does it bother me and not my friend, that's what the next block is about. Because I'm about to tell you exactly what the food is. It has nutrients that matter a lot after 55, especially for bone density, especially for muscle maintenance. If I told you to just cut it out forever, I'd be doing you a disservice. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this. There are three kinds of people when it comes to dairy and throat symptoms. Their body handles it just fine. If that's you, this video is interesting but not urgent. Keep doing what you're doing. Morning. If that sounds familiar, you're in Group B, and this video was made for you. But in many people with silent reflux, dairy makes it significantly worse because it can relax the valve between the stomach and the esophagus, allowing just enough acid to creep up. Not enough to burn, just enough to coat. Within a few weeks, she noticed her throat felt heavy in the mornings. She figured it was seasonal allergies. She bought antihistamines. They helped a little. She never once thought about the milk. It wasn't until she visited her sister, who suggested she try going without dairy for a week, just to see, that she realized the connection. By day 4, the morning clearing was almost gone. She still has dairy sometimes. She just moved it to lunchtime, and she doesn't have it every day. That's not elimination. That's awareness. I'm not going to ask you to cut dairy forever. I'm not going to give you a list of foods you can never eat again. What I'm going to give you is a 7-day self-experiment, because your body will tell you more in 7 days than I can tell you in 10 videos. Here's how it works. When does the throat feel heaviest? Right when you wake up, after breakfast, after your morning coffee with creamer. Write it down. Voice memo on your phone. Sticky note on the fridge. Whatever works. You're not diagnosing anything, you're just noticing. Skip the glass of milk at breakfast. Have it at lunch instead. Keep the yogurt if you love it, but move it to the afternoon. Just 7 days of paying attention to your own body, which, after 55, is one of the most powerful things you can do. Because here's the truth. The people who feel best in their 60s and 70s are not the ones with the strictest diet. They're the ones who actually listen to their body and then adjust. Quietly, without drama. Now, before you go off and try this, I need to tell you about the most common mistake people make when they start noticing throat symptoms. Because this mistake doesn't just not help, it makes it worse. And then the body responds to the sugar by producing more of exactly what you were trying to clear. So you clear your throat again. Reach for another lozenge, clear again. It becomes a cycle. And you never realize the thing you're using to feel better is part of what's keeping you stuck. Simple, free, and it works better than most of the throat-soothing products on the market. I want to leave you with something before you go. There's a belief that sneaks into a lot of people's minds after 55, and it's one of the most quietly damaging beliefs I know of. The belief is this. This is just what getting older feels like. The rough voice, the throat that needs clearing every morning, the heaviness that never fully goes away. It's just age, nothing to do about it. But here's what I've seen, over and over again. So many of those symptoms aren't age, they're patterns, habits, foods that worked at 40 but need a small adjustment at 60. And when people make those adjustments, small ones, not dramatic ones, they say the same thing. I didn't realize how much I had gotten used to feeling that way. You don't have to get used to it. A scratchy morning, a loaded throat, a voice that doesn't sound like yours before noon. That is not the price of getting older. And 7 days is all it takes to find out if something simple is standing between you and a morning that feels genuinely clear. Try it. Pay attention. And trust what your body tells you, because after 55, your body has gotten very good at communicating. You just have to start listening. Before you go, I want to ask you one thing. In the comments below, write one of these two things. I'm going to test for 7 days, if you're willing to try the experiment. Or, I already noticed this after eating Mucus, and fill in the blank with whatever food you've suspected for a while. You'd be amazed what shows up in those comments. People who've been quietly wondering the same thing for years, and seeing someone else name it finally makes it real. If this video helped you, or made you think, hit that like button right now. It's the single best way to tell me this kind of content matters. And it helps other people over 55 find this, instead of the same generic advice they've already heard 100 times. Because it covers something that almost nobody connects to throat symptoms, voice changes, or that heavy feeling after eating. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. I'll see you there.